This chicken costs $4.99. It should cost $9. Costco knows it. They lose about $40 million a year on this one bird, on purpose. And that stupid, juicy, loss-making chicken is how they built a $380 billion cult. Picture it, it's Saturday, you're inside Costco. It smells like rotisserie chicken and tire rubber and free samples of something you would never buy in real life. The lights are too bright. The ceiling is too high. There are no signs telling you where anything is because they don't want you to know. You came for milk. You have a cart the size of a small apartment. In front of you, a guy is pushing a flat-screen TV that's bigger than your first bedroom. Next to him, someone is buying a 5-gallon bucket of peanut butter, a casket, and 36 muffins. This is normal here. Over by the back wall, there's a line. Always a line. For the chicken. That $4.99 chicken, and by the entrance the hot dog. $1.50. Hot dog and a soda. Same price since 1985. Since before you were probably born. This place does $280 billion in sales a year. It's worth $380 billion. It made $7 billion in pure profit last year. And 140 million people around the world literally pay for the privilege of shopping there. They pay $60 just to walk in the door. This store should not exist. Every single rule you learned in business school says this thing should be bankrupt. It breaks every law of retail on purpose. It loses money on its most popular products. It refuses to sell 80% of what it could sell. It pays its workers $30 an hour when Walmart pays $15, and it actively tries to make you buy less stuff. So if they lose money on the thing everyone comes for, where does the $7 billion actually come from? It's not the chicken, and the answer is why Wall Street has been trying and failing to kill this company for 40 years. Let's rewind. Because to understand how you build a cult, you have to meet the two weirdos who started it. It's 1976, San Diego. In a converted airplane hangar that still smells like jet fuel, a grumpy lawyer named Sol Price opens a store called Price Club. Sol Price hates everything about retail. He hates advertising. So he does zero. He hates credit cards. So he doesn't take them. He hates fancy shelves and bags and helpful employees who ask if you need help. So he gets rid of all of it. He puts everything on pallets, on the floor, like a garage sale for businesses. His idea is simple and kind of insane. What if we only sell to people who own small businesses? And what if we only sell them stuff they actually need? And what if we never mark it up more than 12%? Ever. Retailers at the time are marking stuff up 50%, 100%. Sol says, nah, 12% is enough. If we can't get rich on 12%, we don't deserve to get rich. He's also a complete tyrant. A customer comes in and complains about the price of something. Sol bans him for life. Literally tells him, you're not allowed in my store anymore. This is not customer is always right energy. This is cult leader with a calculator energy. Now enter the second guy, 1983, Jim Sinegal. This is our dishwasher boy. Jim doesn't come from money. He starts as a grocery bagger for Sol Price, literally bagging groceries. He works his way up, box by box, pallet by pallet, and he gets obsessed with one idea that Sol drilled into him. If we can't be good to our customers, what's the point? In 1983, Jim and another Price guy, Jeffrey Brotman, opened the first Costco in Seattle. In a warehouse, it looks like a joke. The floor is concrete. The lights are fluorescent. There are no bags at checkout. You have to bring your own box like a homeless person moving apartments. People walk in and think, what the hell is this? Where's the rest of the store? But Jim is playing a different game. He wants to build the anti-Walmart. Walmart's whole philosophy is squeeze the supplier, squeeze the worker, squeeze the customer until a dollar pops out. Jim's philosophy is, what if we just didn't? And to do that, he has to break 4 sacred rules of retail. And he breaks every single one like it personally offended him. Rule number 1 that he breaks. You are supposed to make money on your most popular products. That's like Retail 101. You get them in with the cheap milk and you make it up on the Oreos. Costco does the opposite. They lose money on purpose. That $4.99 chicken, if they sold it for what it actually costs to raise it and roast it and keep it warm under that heat lamp, it would be $9. They lose money on every single one. $40 million a year just on chicken. Gone. On purpose. And the hot dog. Oh my God. The hot dog. In 1985, Costco starts selling a quarter-pound hot dog and a 20-ounce soda for $1.50. In 2026, it's still $1.50. If they had just raised it with inflation, it would be $4.20 today. Wall Street has asked them to raise it every single earnings call for 40 years. Every single time. One time, the CEO, Craig Jelinek, goes to Jim Sinegal, who's technically retired but still haunts the building like a frugal ghost, and says, Jim, we have to raise the hot dog. We're losing money. Jim looks him dead in the eye and says, if you raise the effing hot dog, I will kill you. Figure it out. That's a direct quote. The founder threatened to murder his successor over a hot dog. That's not a business. That's a religion. So why do it? Keep that question in your head because it's the whole trick. Rule number 2 they break. You're supposed to sell everything. Walmart has 100,000 different products, 100,000 SKUs. You want ketchup? We have 40 kinds of ketchup. Costco has 3,800 products. Total. That's it. They banned 96% of what they could sell. You walk in and you want ketchup. There's one ketchup. Heinz. Or maybe it's Kirkland. That's it. You don't choose. They choose for you. You want toothpaste? 2 options. You want a TV? 3 options. It sounds crazy, but this is the toll booth. Think of retail like owning the busiest highway in the world. Walmart tries to put 100,000 little toll booths up and take a tiny fee on each one. Costco puts up one massive toll booth and says, "We already drove the highway for you. We tasted all 40 ketchups. This one doesn't suck. You're welcome." They are curating so aggressively that you don't have to think. And not having to think is the most valuable thing you can sell an exhausted human in 2026. Rule number 3 they break. You're supposed to pay workers as little as legally possible. That's the Walmart model. Keep wages low, keep turnover high. Who cares? Costco pays an average of $30.20 an hour. 90% of their workers get health insurance. Their turnover is like 7%. Walmart's is like 150%. That means Walmart has to replace its entire staff 1.5 times every single year. Costco barely replaces anyone. Wall Street hates this. Analysts have literally screamed at them on earnings calls. One analyst told Jim Sinegal, "You need to pay your workers less and charge customers more. You're being too good." Jim's answer? "We have to be profitable, but we don't have to be pigs." That's his actual business philosophy, not being pigs. And rule number 4. This is the weirdest one. Every store in America is designed to make you buy more. Bigger carts, confusing layouts, candy at the checkout. Costco tries to make you buy less. That's where Kirkland's signature comes in. That weird brand that sells everything from batteries to vodka to golf balls to, I'm not kidding, a coffin. Kirkland isn't a brand, it's a weapon. Instead of selling you 10 brands of trash bags that all pay to be on the shelf, Costco goes to the company that makes the best trash bags and says, "Make it for us, put our name on it, make it better, sell it for less. And we will sell only that one." So you walk in for milk, you leave with a 75-inch TV, a casket, and a lifetime supply of muffins. That's not an accident. But you also leave thinking, "Man, I only bought 4 things, but I got a deal on all 4. You feel smart, not scammed. But wait, if they cap their markup at 14%, if they lose $40 million on chicken, if they lose money on hot dogs, if they pay everyone $30 an hour, how the hell did they make $7 billion last year? This is where the whole thing flips, and this is why every other retailer can't copy them even though they're trying so hard. Costco doesn't make money selling stuff. At least, not really. Last year, Costco made about $8 billion just from membership fees, your $60 card, or your $120 executive card. That's it, just for the right to enter the building. 60% of their actual profit comes from you paying to shop. Think about that math. For every $100 you spend inside, they only get to keep like $2 or $3 after paying for the product and the workers in the giant building. It's razor thin, it's nothing. But that $60? That's pure profit. It's a toll booth on the busiest highway in retail. You pay to get on the road. And why do you pay it? Why do 140 million people pay it? And why do 93% of Americans renew it every single year? That's a higher renewal rate than Netflix. Higher than your gym that you definitely don't go to. Higher than almost any subscription on earth. Because of the chicken and the hot dog. Those 2 stupid loss-making foods are a psychological contract. Every time you see that $4.99 chicken, your lizard brain does a calculation. If they are willing to lose money on the thing I love, they are probably not screwing me on the TV. While everyone else in America is doing shrinkflation, making your chip bag smaller and charging more and hoping you don't notice, Costco is doing the opposite. They're doing what you could call valueflation. They built their own hot dog factory in Los Angeles to keep the hot dog at $1.50. They built a giant chicken farm in Nebraska, a $400 million plant, to keep the chicken at $4.99. They bought their own trucking fleet. They vertically integrated not to make more money, but to keep lowessing money. Let that sink in. They spent hundreds of millions of dollars to protect your ability to buy a cheap hot dog. No other company on earth does that. Apple would charge you $15 for the hot dog and call it innovation. Every time you eat that hot dog, your brain says, "These guys aren't scamming me." And in an economy where you feel scammed every time you check out at the grocery store, that feeling is priceless. You don't love Costco because it's cheap. You love it because for 1 hour a week, you don't have to do math to know you're not being lied to. That's the real product. It's relief. But this almost killed them. Because being the good guy in American capitalism is a dangerous business. Rewind to the early 2000s. The internet bubble just popped. Wall Street is looking at Costco and saying, "Guys, what are you doing? Your competitors are making 40% margins. You're making 12. You're leaving billions on the table." Analysts are writing reports. Pay your workers less. Raise the hot dog to $2.50. Nobody will care. Add more products. Stop being so decent. The stock tanks 20% in a few months. Jim Sinegal gets called into meetings and told he's irresponsible to shareholders. He is, by Wall Street standards, being a bad CEO. He's prioritizing the customer and the worker over the shareholder. And he basically says, "I don't care. If Wall Street wants to sell our stock, let them. We're here for the next 50 years, not the next quarter." Here's the punchline. And this is why this story is so insane. In 2022, inflation hits 9%. Everything goes crazy. Eggs double, rent spikes. Every single company in America uses it as an excuse to jack up prices 20% and blame inflation. You felt it. I felt it. Costco does the opposite. They eat the cost. They keep the chicken at $4.99. They keep the hot dog at $1.50. They take a hit on margins for a year. What happens next? Membership renewals hit an all-time high. Sales explode. Profit doubles in the next 2 years. By trying to make less money per item, they made more money than ever before. They weaponized decency. They proved that trust is a better business model than greed, but only if you are willing to be hated by Wall Street for 10 years first. That's why Walmart Plus and Sam's Club can't copy them. Walmart can build a warehouse that looks like Costco. They can sell a chicken for $4.99, but they can't copy 40 years of not screwing people over. Their entire business is built on squeezing suppliers until they break and paying workers so little they need food stamps. You can't just put a $1.50 hot dog on top of that and expect people to believe you. Costco's moat isn't price. Price is easy to copy. Their moat is trust. And trust is expensive as hell to build, and it takes 1 second to lose. Turns out not treating humans like cattle is a competitive advantage. Who knew? So next time you're holding that $4.99 chicken that is dripping grease all over your cart next to the $400 vacuum you didn't need and the 36-pack of croissants you will never finish, remember, that chicken is a lie. It doesn't cost $4.99. It costs $9, and they are paying the difference to buy your loyalty. That hot dog is a contract, written in 1985 and never broken. A promise that says we won't screw you even when we could. And that $60 card in your wallet? That's not a membership card. That's you paying a company to protect you from every other company. Costco didn't beat retail by being better at retail. They beat it by realizing the most profitable thing you can sell in America isn't chickens or TVs or giant buckets of peanut butter. It's the feeling that you're not getting scammed. The question is, why the hell doesn't everyone else do it?